Hi, Mia. Hello, everyone.
Hey, Janelle. Good evening, everyone.
It looks like almost everyone is here. So should we go ahead and start, or should we wait a couple of more minutes? Just so that everyone else can roll it. I'm not too sure who's not here.
Yeah, if you want to give it a minute or two, that'd be good.
Okay, cool.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Go somewhere where the light is not glaring.
Good evening.
Hi. Is someone on who's a previous board member? Because I'm new. Hello. I just want to know how things go today. Do we vote today or we don't vote today? Do we just listen to the application today and we don't vote, or we do vote?
Yes. Hi, good evening, Zlati. This is Mia from the district office. We
Hi.
do review the applicant and make a recommendation to the larger board that the application should move forward.
Okay, fine. All right.
Sure thing.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Good evening.
Will we be
Welcome.
in person?
Janelle,
We'll be in person next month?
I'm not very sure right now. Any updates and
Okay.
change of, in terms of how the committees will meet, we'll update you as soon as possible.
Okay, good.
Sure.
I think.
Wow. Oh. Janelle, whenever you're ready, I see that there are a few members that are not present, but whenever you're ready.
Okay, great. So maybe we can just go ahead and start, and they'll just trickle in, just because I know we have a lot to cover on the agenda today. So welcome, everyone. Welcome to our first public safety meeting for the term. I'm glad to see everyone here, even though we are meeting virtually. At some point, I'm sure we will all be meeting in person when it's safe to do so. I'm really looking forward to us doing great things this year and focusing more on the actual public safety related issues within our community. So first on the agenda, I was thinking maybe it would be nice for us to maybe do some quick introductions. I am a new board member, and I know there are many other board members who are probably in this meeting that are new as well too, as well as community resident members. So it'll just be nice for us to get to know one another. So I'll just start things off. My name is Janelle Basil Charles, and I'm happy to be leading as the Public Safety Chair this term. I've been attending the Public Safety Committee meetings for the past 2 to 3 years as a community resident member. And last April, I was appointed as a board member. So I am happy to be here with you all tonight, and maybe we can kick it off to someone else. And you could just come off mute.
Hello, my name is Ronald, and I'm a previous community resident committee member. So it's my second term.
Welcome, Ronald.
Hey, I'm Zlati Mechkin, and I'm a new board member. I'm happy to be on the Public Safety Committee. And I've listened in to quite a few meetings in the last few months, not including the summer, and hope to be able to get things moving and get things done.
Hello, my name is Rod Herbert. I'm a new board member with the Environmental Committee, longtime resident within CV9, and I'm happy to be here.
Hi, my name is Lisa Etienne. I am a community member. It's my first public safety board meeting, but I've been attending a couple of board meetings, a couple of committee meetings this week. I'm hoping that I can help make an impact with this committee. Happy to be here.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Mia Hilton. I'm the Assistant District Manager at Brooklyn Community Board 9. Glad to be joining you all here this evening and hoping for a productive year for the committee.
Hi, my name is Eve Ochavi Cohen. I'm a new member here, and I'm really looking forward to helping whichever way I can. I'd like to say hello to everybody and looking forward to a real productive year.
Hello, my name is Felice Robertson. I have been attending the meetings, community board meetings for over 7 years. I am a member on the board now, at least my second term. I am also the community vice president on Washington Avenue, Warba, also secretary for CHCC, Crown Heights Community Council, affiliated with the 71st Precinct. I'm now vice chair of transportation. Thank you. So let me add that I got in contact with the president of the 71st Precinct so that we can have police officers attending this meeting. He's going to see if he can get one because it's a short notice. But moving forward, we want to make sure that we have an officer attend the safety and safety meetings. Thank you.
Thanks. Thanks, Felice.
Good evening, everyone. Maxine Barnes. I'm a community resident. Wishing all of you a successful committee for this year. What's going on with my video? I don't know. Okay.
I hear
Looks
you,
great to
Maxine.
me. Okay, we ready to start?
Did everyone go? Okay, all right, that's fine. I think we can move on to the next agenda item if no one else wants to go. So the second item on the agenda is to review the following application to the New York State Liquor Authority. And Mia, please feel free to step in just because this is my first time running the committee meeting. So so during this part, what we're going to do is do we have the applicant with us here today for, I believe the name of the restaurant is the Green Room. Are they here?
Yes.
Okay, great, awesome. So usually, so typically what happens, is we review, well, we have the chance to just get to know a little bit about, your business. The board members as well as community resident members has the opportunity to ask you like any questions regarding like your restaurant, and regarding like how it's gonna impact the community. And usually, towards the end, we make a vote on whether we will recommend your application be moved to the general board meeting. Is that correct, Mia?
That is correct.
Okay, awesome. So if you would like to go ahead and start, you can just tell us a little bit about your business. You can maybe even walk us through your application, your, hours of operation and things of those sorts. So I'll let you kick off when you're ready.
I see Mr. Palillo is there, the representative. Who will be speaking on behalf of the application?
We
Mr.
can't hear you.
Pal- Can you hear
Sir,
me
you're on
now?
mute. He's on mute.
Yeah, we hear you. We hear you.
Well, I think it's Mr. Palillo who's supposed to open the meeting for us today, but I don't think he realized that he needs to unmute.
Wave to him. Hello?
I believe
Hello,
Mr. Palillo is in some form of transit. Mr. Palillo, are you ready? Are you in a safe space to stop your car and speak?
And who is Natty Ransom? People say hello.
Yeah, it's me. I'm Natty. You can call me official name Natty. I'm actually, a member of Quincy Hospitality. Pleasure to meet you guys.
Hello, my name is Jerry Hudgens. I'm a member of I'm a part of the Quincy Hospitality Group. It's a pleasure to be here. Can
How
anybody
are
hear?
you doing? Are you guys hearing him okay?
Yes, we can hear him. Yes.
Okay. Good. My name is Enrique Gonzalez. I'm also a member of Quincy's Hospitality. Yeah, in the community for quite some time. Just trying to see if we could give back to the community. That's our plan with this business. So we're still waiting on Frank to unmute so he can talk to you. That was our big opening with Frank opening and unmuting. But we can't get him to realize that he needs to unmute. I don't know what else to tell him.
I'm going to make a request.
Can you hear?
Unmute.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Give him a text.
Okay. Hi. Sorry. Hi. My name is Henrietta Bodie, and I'm one of the members also of Quincy Hospitality, doing business as the Green Room, and I'm actually live in the neighborhood. So.
Hi.
So do you want to tell us a
I
little bit about
request
this group?
to unmute.
Right. Why I can't hear anything?
Who is supposed to be speaking in
Yeah.
you?
Sorry.
Somebody put up a piece of paper with a sign and say, Frank,
Exactly.
unmute yourself and speak. Put a piece of. Let me see.
Let me see.
I got. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, exactly. We have to-
It's going to be pretty small because he's on the phone, so I doubt that works.
Can we have
There's an
There you go,
unmute
Frank.
button.
How are you, Frank?
There's
There
an
you go.
unmute
Yeah.
button.
Give you a letter.
Holy cow. I'm very, very sorry. My name is Frank Palillo. I'm the representative for these lovely people. We are planning to open a small restaurant with 12 tables and 32 seats.
Are you driving?
I am. But it's okay. It's okay. I'm going about 1 mile an hour. Anyway,
we're the
planning-
Public Safety Committee, so we take our parts of public safety very serious.
You know, I actually should start
He's
by
absolutely
congratulating,
right. He's
I
absolutely
actually
right.
should start by congratulating all the new members. And I'm actually gonna pull over and comply with the
idea.
request of the Public Safety Committee.
Good idea. Good idea.
That's actually pretty funny. I'd like to congratulate all the new members. And I'm just pulling over here and out of harm's way. Okay, guys, I apologize. So anyway, as I was saying, we are opening a small restaurant with 12 tables and 32 seats. Our hours of operation are pretty restricted. We're 2,000 square feet, maximum occupancy of 60 people. And we're operating Monday to Thursday from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m., Friday and Saturday from 12 p.m. to 1 a.m., and Sunday from 12 p.m. to 11 p.m. We're going to be serving shareable plates, salads, and sandwiches with 8 to 10 employees, hiring preferences to the immediate community. If we have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. I can tell you that one of the principal's mom owns the building. So I think we're fairly secure in knowing that he'll behave himself in this restaurant. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Can you please share the hours of operation for the business?
We just
The
said,
hours of operation are 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. Monday to Thursday, 12 p.m. to 1 a.m. Friday and Saturday, 12 p.m. to 11 p.m. on Sundays. No outdoor areas in this restaurant.
And what did you say? It's just serving sandwiches? What kind, is it a full
Shareable
menu?
plates.
restaurant?
I believe we submitted a menu with the application. Mia, do you have that?
Yes, I'll recirculate it to the committee. If committee members, if you can reference the email I have sent with the applicant attachments, that'd be appreciated.
Is there music in this restaurant?
Yes, there is. Background music only. There will be live music, a DJ, and CDs.
when,
Or
every night,
probably-
I want to know when to come.
Every night.
I'm sorry.
And
No, sorry, Frank. So, no, not gonna be every night. What we are trying to create, it's an atmosphere where everybody is welcome from the neighborhood. So we are trying to create trivia nights, open mic nights with poem readings, and perhaps we are also planning to host private parties such as birthdays and anniversaries.
Right, but it's extremely possible that we may have live music on any given night of the week. So we don't want to restrict ourselves by saying no.
Yeah.
So the weekends, you're open till 1 a.m., correct?
Yes, that's correct. Except Sunday. Sunday it's 12.
Fridays and Saturdays.
Sundays
Friday
are
and
11.
Saturday.
Sundays are 11.
Will there be security personnel on the weekends? Being that it's.
No, I don't. No.
Well, we
I
are
don't-
planning if the kind of venue that it's gonna be projected for certain nights, yes, we are planning to have security.
Okay, I'm sorry. I've got to be able to speak. I apologize. We will be having security for specific events only, not on a regular basis.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, because on the application it says for only live events. I just wanted to clarify.
Mhm.
that.
Correct. Live private events and things that we create a little bit more of a buzz, we would have security for. But for the most part, this is a low-key restaurant.
Is it nosy for me to ask, what is the means by the hospitality group? Does that mean that just your 4 partners?
It sounds great.
Yeah, you don't have
It's our
to
four-
answer. I mean, just
It's our,
nosy.
it's our four partners. There's no
Okay.
big group behind it.
Okay, nice. Good luck.
Thank you.
May I ask, you gave a time frame. What's the latest that you will have it open?
The hours I gave you are dark hours. We'll be closing at 11 o'clock Monday to Thursday, 1 a.m. on Friday, Saturday, and 11
So
p.m.
one-
on Sunday.
So in other words, 1 a.m. is not music stops. It's when you're actually closing the doors.
Correct. I presume the music will stop, before then, but by 1 a.m. we're dark.
If there's no outdoor space, you won't even hear the music from the street. Right.
Can I ask a question? No, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Lisa. I'll
Go ahead.
finish.
No, I actually walked by the space on Tuesday and I thought maybe you guys would be working and I'd come in and say hello, but it was about 9:30 and it was closed. So the space is one store in from the corner. The corner store is like an upscale pizza shop that also sells beer and wine. And so this is the store right next door. It used to be some type of a food establishment, and obviously you guys are renovating it and making it. The block was very nice and peaceful and quiet at 9:30. And definitely, in my opinion, having another business as another eatery will maybe get people to come out and make the block livelier in a good way. So good luck, and it looks like a nice location.
Thank you
This
so much.
used to be the, this
I'm
used to
stuck
be the
on
Inkwell
pizza.
Cafe.
Are there tenants? There are tenants above the establishment?
Yeah, it's all like private storefronts. It's not a building upstairs. It's like the entire block is all storefronts, and then they have, I guess, 1 or 2 apartments upstairs. But there's a lot of empty storefronts on that block too. So there aren't that many restaurants.
Are there occupied apartments above?
No.
Will there be occupied apartments above the establishment? And are the tenants aware
Yes.
that they'll have live music?
Frank, if you don't mind, I can answer that, Frank, if you don't mind.
Go for it.
Yes, there will be upstairs. That's my family. That's my mom's household. That's my mom still lives upstairs, and my brother lives on the top floor. So it is a family-owned family household through and through.
Nice, very nice.
And aware of the business coming through in the past. So we are aware of the sound and we're actually improving even on the soundproofing. So
Wonderful. Okay.
Does anyone have
I'm sorry.
any more questions?
When
I
are
have a
you planning on opening? You have
That's
your
gonna
permits
depend on-
ready?
That's going to depend on the liquor lawyer. No, we're probably about 3 to 4 months away.
Oh, 3 to 4. You're not opening unless you have your liquor license? You're not even opening up without it?
Guys, I'll
Yeah.
leave that one to you.
Okay.
some projections that we're doing on the place right now. So right now we're waiting to acquire liquor loans. We're not opening as yet until we have a projection. We was projecting around maybe January, but it might we get everything
Okay.
together. We wanted to open up perfectly.
Sounds smart.
Also is a measure of the part of the business. So we kind of like one open with the liquor license.
Yes.
Okay,
First and-
smart.
I have a question as I haven't seen the application. Are you looking for just beer and wine? Or are you looking for hard spirits as well?
This is for liquor.
Could I ask a question? Are the other storefronts, are there people also living upstairs? Next door? on both sides? Are the residents that live upstairs?
It looks that way from the outside, but
Yeah,
Uh,
I would think so.
How about the one whose family is living upstairs? Could you answer that question for me?
Yes, they are tenants, I think, next door. I don't see them too frequently, but I think they are tenants in there. And the one over I do not know if there's any tenants there at that time. I haven't seen anybody down there, but that doesn't mean that there's no tenants up there. I'm not aware.
Uh-huh. So you're
I can
saying
look
there are
into that.
people, is anybody stopping by to ask what's opening up here? Have you gotten any kind of response from the neighbors and on like how, usually when something opens up,
Well,
it's up new, people, neighbors and everything want to know what it is and they want to hear about it. Have you spoken to the neighbors?
Yes, we have. We have a petition that we did acquire by walking around the neighborhood, especially in front of the storefront. Talking to people walking in and out the stores and out the restaurant that's next to us. And informing them of what we were planning on building.
And may I ask, how many people you plan on employing, and the amount of people that you do employ, are you employing the people that's in the community?
8 to 10 employees with community residents getting preference in the jobs.
Sounds good to me.
I have one question. When a private event is being hosted at the facility, will the hours of operation be the same, or will they be extended to accommodate a request from the party that's using your services?
What I usually advise clients is the hours that we put on the community board application are the hours that we're tied to. In the rare occasion when there's an event that may go later, I usually advise the client to notify both the community board and the police department and have them aware of what's going on so there's no issues. I don't see it here though. Do you guys?
No.
We don't envision a late night place here.
Okay, no, just concerned if there's, liquor being, sold or distributed, with the hours
No,
of operation going beyond.
No, fair question.
Okay, thank you.
With the hour.
Are there any other questions before we move on? Okay, great. Mia, do we have quorum in order to vote on this?
I was just going to say that there is not quorum present for the committee members. As always, as the committee chair, you have the discretion to take the application and provide an overview to the executive committee and provide them with the applicant information and have them add it to the general board agenda based on your overview. Mr. Palillo, are you familiar with the process? Of course, you know that you all, since there isn't a quorum here this evening, we will be in touch with you after the executive committee meeting, which is next Wednesday.
Yes, thank you, Mayor.
Sure thing. And thank you to the hospitality group, Quincy's Hospitality Group.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you for having.
Thank you all for joining.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Thanks. Night.
So awesome. So we can move on to the next agenda item, which is community safety concerns. And I was hoping that we would have a member of the 71st precinct present so that they can just run through with us some of the crime statistics. Mia did send out the CompStat report. I'm not too sure if anyone was able to go through it, but I think oh. Hello? Oh, okay. Yeah, so I'm not sure if anyone was able to go through it, but I think this might be a great opportunity for us to just talk about what have been some of the community concerns within our areas that we think that should be raised in these public safety committees, and I just want to provide the space for us all to speak about it.
Anything specific that I didn't see? ComStat report, when did it get sent out?
I believe at 2 o'clock when Mia sent out her reminder.
I didn't really anything. Okay, I
Answer that question. We're fine.
did the Zoom link. Okay.
Yep.
No, I'm not. Sorry.
And I have to apologize, for the next meeting, I will, because they have to be notified ahead of time, because I don't see anyone that's on right now, to come to these meetings, because it's important that they are here.
I agree, Felice. I think their presence will be especially needed in these settings, especially, when it comes to like getting to know us, being a part of the public safety committee. So thank you for all your efforts with that.
Thank you.
Anyone else? It doesn't have to be specific to anything. It could literally be any concern, that you're having in your area.
I have a little concern. I've noticed men, I live on Midwood, and I noticed men walking around through the community, and some just sitting and staying for maybe a half hour, smoking, carrying on, and have to be asked to leave. I was just curious, is there a shelter in the vicinity? I'm on Midwood between Bedford and Rogers. Does anyone know of a facility?
I am not familiar with any facility in the area. Is anyone? I'm not too sure.
The only one I know is on Rogers and Crown, but that's like extremely
distance, yeah.
And it's amazing. That's beautiful.
I think there's one on Clarkson. On Clarkson, I think there's a Salvation Army one.
Well, that would make sense because it's right down.
Clarkson near Albany, I believe.
Yeah.
So maybe they're just wandering and walking. I don't know. I was just curious because I've seen more folks, just seem to be idle than usual.
Yeah.
So I was a little.
Oh, you know what, Mr. Banks, you may be right. There was a facility that opened up, I believe, I want to say at the beginning of summer on Parkside.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't noticed any criminal activity or anything like that. Just, men who look and appear homeless, and you have nowhere to go and nothing to do, so you wander, and that's what I was getting. So I was just asking.
It's always helpful to have the cops, keep that in mind and circle around once an hour all night, every other hour or something. Yeah. I just wanted to add on to that application now. When I walked by the other night, it was empty. It was closed. The gate was down. And I went into the store next door, and he also sells wine and beer. And he was very excited to have another store opening up right next door to him that will also sell wine and beer. He said to me, the more business, the better. The more business brings more people out. And I hadn't really thought of it in that way. I just was thinking, like, how many restaurants do we need? There's one on the next corner that sells wine and beer, and one on the other in the other block. But he put it into a different perspective of, more business, more people coming out. And so, I thought that was a good point, and, ready to say yes to this application.
So I have a concern or a comment to make. Right?
Yeah.
So I live south of Empire Boulevard on Troy Avenue, and there have been a number of, I'll say, commercial vehicles and abandoned vehicles parked on the roadways. So what I've been doing, I've been sending in tickets, 311 tickets to the police department to have these vehicles ticketed and ultimately towed. I've witnessed some activity that goes on between the parked commercial vehicles. And, with the 301 ticket, and building up a case and looking to have them towed. So far, I have submitted a total of 45 tickets, and the number will increase as I'm going to submit another 10 tonight. Vehicles are not supposed to be parked on the roadway from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. And basically, it's tearing down the neighborhood with the graffiti that's on it. And it's a safety hazard. Everybody, if anybody's walking by and their view is, obstructed by these vehicles, they can come out and, attack a pedestrian. So that is my mission. And I will work closely with the 71st Precinct. I will go in there if I have to, but I will have these removed.
Do these people move the cars on alternate side or something?
Well, cars are a different story. Right now, I'm working on the large vehicles, the commercial vehicles. That's a little easier to tackle right now. There's some, I'll say, the police and sanitation, they use their judgment when it comes to addressing the private vehicles. So right now, I said, let me go after the big fish. I'll
Right.
tackle the little fish later.
Right. What kind of commercial vehicles are parked there?
Box trucks, commercial vehicles, vans, tractor trailers.
Are they're legally parked? Are they legally parked?
So commercial vehicle parking on roadways is illegal. They have to be stored in a facility or a yard on the overnights. So
Right.
I go out at night and I write the 311 tickets. Then the police come out between the hours of 9 to 5 or whatever, and they do an overnight summons trip.
Right, okay. Good for
So
you.
you-
Actually sounds like fun.
Oh, yeah, it's fun.
So, Rod, you're approaching it correctly because there is a force that goes out and looks for these very things at the 71st Precinct. So, yeah, I like what you're doing. It's absolutely right. And that's what the 71st Precinct wants. You're
That's
right.
right.
Thank you.
Big
If
vehicle.
they want it, I'll give it to them. Because I want these things out of here.
Sure,
Excuse me for my candor.
I agree.
Are these trucks or are these school buses? I'm not sure what are exactly, are they parked on Troy? Are they parked on Empire?
They are parked on Troy. They're parked on Winthrop Street. They're parked on Rutland Road. They're parked on Schenectady. They're all over. And some of these vehicles, I found one that one tractor trailer belongs to a person who lives in Bushwick. And
Oh,
what
wow.
he does, he brings his personal vehicle over to Winthrop Street, swaps it out, and then he does his business, and he's gone for like a day or two, and then he comes back, and then he goes back home. So
Oh, wow. That's
I
a lot
tracked
of
him down by.
That's a lot of
tracked him down by
investigative
going
work.
to. I'm
That's a lot
sorry.
of that's a lot of investigative work you've done.
No, thank you. Well, like I said, right now this is my project, and if anything or anyone is my project, just get out of my way.
I think
What's
Maxine has
your
her-
name?
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
What was your name?
Rod Herbert is my name.
Okay, Rod. Okay, gotcha.
I think
Okay,
Maxine has her
hello,
name.
guys. To change the subject for a minute, the community is very concerned with the proliferation of liquor establishments. It seems that in our community, it is oversaturated. Will you at all try to give a ceiling on the dispensary of liquors? There are other essential services that this community needs, especially subsequent to the closing of Associated Supermarket. We are what is described as a food desert. We need essential services that we used to have before the rents became too high and most of the small businesses along Nostrand Avenue were closed. The shoemaker was closed. Can I finish?
Yeah.
Flower shop was closed. The hardware store was closed. I could go on, but again, to make it short, we have children, and that is not the example that we want to set for them. It seems that every business opportunity is to sell liquor. All right. And this is, yes, a Black and brown community, and we have schools. We have MS 61. We have St. Francis of Assisi. And I do not want us to go in the same light as Franklin Avenue, and we become a watering hole. I would like to see other essential services and business opportunity. So they could be profitable as well. And we did have a very profitable small business, again, community along Nostrand Avenue with essential services that we need. So to summarize, I would like the Public Safety Committee to consider other businesses aside from dispensing liquor in our neighborhood, and even promote and encourage other services. It has to be a limit on the sale of liquor. And again, we don't want to, we raise families. We don't want to send that message and that example to our children. For example, just came to my mind, we have a laundromat on Rogers, I believe it's in Sullivan Place. A laundromat dispensing liquor, selling liquor. Really?
Really?
Yes, a laundromat selling liquor. Come on now, is that the example? What kind of security do they have, and how do they do oversight to determine who is a child and who is not a child? I asked the question, let me finish. I asked the question, and it was the answer from CB9 was to me that the SLA, the State Liquor Authority, they would ask for a ruling. I imagine they secured the ruling, and allegedly it was approved. I'd like to see that ruling to approve such. Again, could you put a cap on the sale of liquor and try to encourage in some way and do outreach for other services? Internet cafe, a new hardware store, a shoemaker, essential service. That's it. Thank you.
Well, I actually concur with what you're saying, Maxine. We have a lot of young children here and new babies, and you know, this is nothing. This is not stimulating, not healthy, and this is not something we should be promoting. And you're right. We should have something that would teach them engineers, science, math, finance. You're absolutely right. These things should be promoted in our community besides liquor. And a what? Laundromat? I don't
Yes,
believe
Felice, Rogers and Sullivan. And the answer I was given, oh, they do it in Williamsburg. Well, this is not Williamsburg, and I don't want it to be. I want it to be what it was, a strong and family-oriented and children that we raise example. Okay, it's out of control. All I ever hear is liquor, 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 liquor.
right. And you're absolutely right. It's like numbing the brains of our youth. So
I just say that
I think that perhaps we need to, not perhaps, I think we should look into that. You know, we didn't even know, is that legal? I mean, really?
Very, ladies and gentlemen, if you would you mind using the raise hand function so we are not speaking out of turn and speaking over each other, and being a bit respectful of Janelle as the chair this evening. Thank you.
Thank you. So my question is, did it come to the safety committee? Who approved this?
Yes, it did.
Can it be looked at?
Yes, it did. It came to the safety. We discussed it in public safety. And I was asked, well, if it's legal, Maxine, will you agree? I said, well, of course, I'm law abiding. But again, we all know that laws are not always moral. But of course, if it's legal, I follow the law. I'm a law abiding senior citizen.
So Madam Chair, perhaps we could put something on the table to investigate, you know, what is going on here, because I didn't even know anything about this. And then, you know, with the selling of liquor, you have to be careful of safety. Okay, and the time everything is done. I don't know if this is a 24/7 laundromat.
I absolutely agree.
I'll send the information for the business to committee and to you, Felice. It is not a 24-hour laundry. It's located on Rogers Avenue between Montgomery and Crown Street. It is called Pearlie's Wash Tub. I'll send the information to the committee so that they can familiarize themselves and to the board members.
Thank you, Mia.
Okay, we
Sure
have some
thing.
other individuals with their hands up. I think Rod was next.
Yes, hi. Just one question. Do we know if there have been, well, I think if we don't know, we should take a look and see if there have been any incidents, all right, in or around that area. All right. The sale of liquor could be a catalyst thing. The sale of liquor from Curly's Laundromat could have been the catalyst for something that happened in the immediate area. All right, so I think that one of the things we should do is take a look at, see what incidents have occurred, at the location proper and in the vicinity. And so that's just to grab like some data so we can see what the issue is and then take the rest from there. Just my suggestion.
Thank you, Rod. Zlati, you can go.
Yeah, Maxine, just in case you didn't know, Associated closed, and that's horrible. I loved Associated, but they are building a brand new supermarket on the corner of Bedford and Empire. It's called Lidl. And it's going to be it's like bring your own bags, and it's like in between Costco and Associated. Kind
Yes,
of a
I
thing,
know.
and it's going to
But
be
if
less.
I know about it, but thank you. How do you pronounce your
Right.
name? Zlady? Yes, we know all
Yes.
about it.
Good, good. But I agree with you, why everybody has to open with liquor. I don't get it either, but when you go into the establishments and they're charging $12 for a cup of wine, that probably costs them $3. So just do the math. The liquor is where they're making their money on. So, this specific applicant from tonight, there's a person right next door that's also selling, but the block was super quiet. And if it's like a family type of establishment, I don't know, I guess, I don't know how much power we have or if the state liquor authority has more, but you walk up and down New York Avenue and Nostrand Avenue, and people are opening coffee shops and other kinds of places. We only hear about the liquor licenses, but there's lots and lots of other establishments opening up. I walk the blocks every single week, and there's lots of new coffee shops and sneaker stores and clothing stores and spas and stuff like that, nail salons. So, but I agree, it's a problem why every single solitary restaurant that opens up has to have liquor. Anyway, that's it.
Thank you. Shavi, am I pronouncing your name right?
Yeah, it's a hard name to pronounce. It's Javi, but you can call me
Javi.
Eve. It's a little okay. I actually am curious, like, do we have a say at all if they can sell liquor, or it's out of our hands? Like we just have a say of whether we think it's appropriate for the neighborhood to open up this restaurant. Because if we can't do anything about the liquor, I don't know how us discussing it would make any difference. Are there certain conditions that can change the ability to get a liquor license, or are there certain requirements or adhering to the requirements that can help, that we can use to have it taken away? Or for instance, let's say with this laundromat, I'm really confused about this laundromat with everybody else over here. Like, I could understand the restaurant wanting a liquor license, but a laundromat just sounds like a bunch of people sitting around and drinking a little bit too much while they're waiting for their laundry. I mean, what exactly is the purpose of having a liquor license in a laundromat? And if it came to the point where it's just about, is this the law? And yes, it's the law, then why are they even coming to ask us? I mean, we must have more of an ability to decide or not decide. Otherwise, why are they even asking us, do we want to vote on something like this? That's my question.
Okay, moving forward, the community, again, would certainly like you guys to be concerned about it and come up with ideas. As I said, certainly a moratorium on the selling of alcohol. On Rogers Avenue, Avi, don't pronounce the C. um, it's quiet now, and we would like to keep it quiet. Yes, on Nostrand, there are a mix of businesses other than the sale of liquor in bars. But specifically to this area, from Empire to Lefferts, again, if you look, there is a sea of for rent signs where businesses have been put out of place because they can't afford the rent. So in the immediate area, I am very concerned about our neighborhood becoming a watering hole like Franklin Avenue. I'm concerned about our children and the examples that we set. And I just ask you in your advisory position to advise the powers that be to be mindful and to encourage in some way, do outreach to maybe small business loans to get other essential services. And I'm concentrating right here now before it starts. You make an excellent point. Rogers is beautiful and quiet. I like to keep it that way. I don't want it to look like Franklin Avenue. How do you guys feel about that? I mean, the laundromat, it is asinine. I can't believe that they did that, but they did that. But moving on, I don't want to see Rogers Avenue or Nostrand Avenue between Empire and let's see, Lefferts and even the next up to St. Francis, just have liquor dispensaries. Try to encourage the small businesses and business opportunities to open other services. Why is it always in the Black and brown neighborhood that we have liquor and bar stores? Make it a balance, make it be balanced in some way. Right here on this corner between Empire and St. Francis of Assisi, we got 3 to 4 illegal smoke shops operating boldly, keyword illegal, operating boldly. And I sit and looking from my home at the window at the children, the school is within feet, going in and buying. So public safety is huge. It's huge. All of us together have to work together. And I hate to be repetitive, but I tend to be, and set an example for our kids and be mindful of all the liquor stores and bars. And if we buy in, and I pray we don't, to the city of yes, we don't have dancing bars. That's the last thing we need. This community is obviously prime real estate and everybody wants to buy in. However, it is an overly dense neighborhood. We have too many people, much too many people. Nostrand Avenue is completely congested with dancing bars. What will happen then? More congestion, more cars, double parking, trash in our neighborhood, music, obnoxious music, disturbing us all times of the morning. I'm counting on this committee to do the right thing for this fiscal year. Thanks for listening.
Thank you, Maxine, and everyone else who has contributed to this discussion. You all make really excellent points, and I definitely think that this is something that can be raised to the general board. I see Rod's hand up. Do you have a question? Oh, no, just raise it, just put it down. Okay.
No, yeah, it's just a comment. I mean, I understand what Maxine is saying, and it does make sense. But I would, just as a rhetorical question, I would ask, so what is the criteria that is being used in order to determine whether to, say yay or nay, or whatever the case may be, for having an establishment, given the approval for a liquor license? All right, so if there's no criteria, then that means it can go any which way based on the day. You have a good day, you vote one way, you have a bad day, you vote another way. All right, so what is the criteria? If there is one, that's great. I'll ask for it, I'll look into it. If there is none, maybe some should be, a criteria should be developed. And if there is an existing criteria, then we should strengthen it in order to prevent or limit the additional bars and dancing clubs and so forth. That's my comment.
Are there any more comments? Okay, great. I think we can move on to the next agenda item. We're looking really good on time. The next thing I wanted us to talk about was goal planning for the year. So during last term, we held a fire safety event at Tivoli Towers in collaboration with FDNY. And I just wanted to have this discussion with you all to see if this is something that we would like to potentially do for this year or next year as well, or are there any other community facing events you all think that we should be having? I also want to add that I was not able to attend the fire safety event that happened last year, well, this year actually, but I heard it was a really great turnout. So it's definitely something that I would like to pursue for this term. Anyone else have any comments, suggestions regarding that?
So I think that's a great idea. You know, fire safety is a good thing, and also getting the community involved in other aspects of safety. What can be done, I do know that some of the utilities like Con Ed and National Grid, they do give like safety days, and also they do go out to communities to preach safety on how to navigate or work around utilities. If you see certain signs, when to stay away, when to call, what to do and not to do. And it's a very educational workshop that they have in programs. And they do come out to the communities and do their safety days. So it might be a good idea to involve, Con Ed and National Grid to see if they would like to come out and do something within the community.
That's a great suggestion. Thank you. Anyone else?
Yeah, I attended the fire safety program this year at Tivoli Towers, and it was good. It was good. I was thinking more along the line of youth and community policing. Now, I know there's a youth committee, so maybe I'm crossing the line. I'm not sure. But I was really thinking more in lines of, I guess, harm reduction on some level, and getting a broader understanding of community and our interaction with the police and how to improve our services as it relates to police. So I don't know, I guess I'll think it through a little more and I'll try and present it a little better, but it does have to do with the community and police engagement and how to more or less improve that.
That's a great suggestion, Ronald. And I think it would just be great to have an event that's focused on bridging the gap between the police and the community, one. And I think also two would be a great idea if we can collaborate with another committee to host an event. I'm not sure if that's something that's possible or if that's something that could happen. But that would be something that, maybe we should look into during our next committee meeting. Anyone else?
I didn't put my hand up, I'm sorry. I like all of the ideas, actually, especially cross collaboration with the committees. You don't want to get into a situation where you're trying to put on an event and another committee is doing the same thing or something similar, or another event at the same time. You want to make sure it's what our events are well attended. So that's my 2 cents.
Yes, you make a really good point, Lisa. And, being that the board as a whole, right, it's like we all have a common goal, right? And that's to basically work with the community, make community members' lives better. So any moment I feel we could collaborate, I think it would honestly be great. Because we're all serving the same people. Anyone else?
I would just like to and I'm sure Felice would agree, invite the Public Safety Committee to attend the 71st Precinct Council meeting. They are certainly necessary and essential, I think, for the Public Safety Committee to attend and build a relationship with the 71st Precinct.
I think that's a really great idea, Maxine, and I know personally I would love to attend one of those meetings. So if you all can just share details regarding that, that would be great.
The meetings are usually the third Thursdays. So let's see, the day's the 14th, that would be the 21st at the MS 61 Middle School across from the 71st Precinct. 7 o'clock, or maybe 7:30. 7:30, Felice, or 7? Forgot. I think it's 7:30.
Yes, 7:30.
So that's September 23rd.
And then oh, sorry. Oh, no, you can go ahead, Maxine. Sorry for interrupting.
Repeat, the third Thursday of every month.
Okay, great. And then maybe that's something we can just circulate to the board, to all board members and maybe committee resident members, just so that it's on their radar. Thank you for sharing. Would anyone else like to go? Mia, would it be okay to move on to our next agenda item?
You surely can.
Okay, good. So actually our next agenda item, which is community partner engagement in committee meetings, we actually touched base on this already. This was just in regards to like making sure that we have an NYPD representative and potentially a member of the FDNY Community Affairs Unit. I'm not too sure what that looks like, but just for them to like report out and share what's going on in the areas, just so that we are all aware of any crime that's happening. I also think that it would be great for them to attend these meetings just so that they can hear your concerns and they can know of some of the work that you're doing. So if anyone else would like to add on to that, that would be great.
Because I'm in the union, I can ask the president to see how we can get the fire department here. Okay.
That would be awesome, please. Thanks.
Yes, Mayor, I would speak with you to ensure that.
Would anyone else like to go? Are there any questions, concerns anyone would like to raise?
I'm sorry I didn't put my hand up. I was just going to comment that I thought that was a great idea. If someone from the police department, the fire department, as often as possible could make our meetings, just as it's important for us to make the police department community affairs meetings. I think that exchange of information and ideas is important, particularly developing some kind of community relations program collectively going forward. That's all, just a comment.
Thanks, Ronald, certainly agree. And as we sort of like shift our meetings, I believe the goal, and one of the common goals that we all share for these public safety meetings is for us to talk about actual public safety concerns and not spend too much time on all of the liquor licenses things, because there are so many other things that are going on outside of that. So all of these suggestions and all of the concerns that you all are raising are like extremely important. And we are actually doing really good on time right now. We have no other agenda items. Mia, I'm not too sure what happens next. Can we adjourn?
So at Definitely. If you've completed your agenda and essentially because there isn't a quorum, you just have to relay the application to the executive committee and then they will determine if they will add it to the general board agenda. If there are no other questions, concerns, considerations, or maybe perhaps you want to give everyone a small to-do list so that we're ready to work on the next meeting. In terms of what they want to see, what they want to do, what they want to work on, perhaps a recommendation of a community partner to pull in, or maybe just, a bit more thought process on a proposed event. I think that'll be great. So it's not always starting at scratch.
Yeah, that is great. And I think it would be nice too so I guess like for our next meeting, which is happening, I'm not too sure when our next meeting is happening. But there are a lot of ideas towards the event. So one of the events that we want to do this year again too is the fire safety event, but all of the other ideas, I think it was Ronald that suggested the youth and community policing event, harm reduction. Maybe we could just start like pulling some ideas together so that during our next meeting we can just start to like deep dive these things like a little bit more. And then also, I know Felice, you mentioned that you're going to reach out to the 71st precinct to see if you can pull somebody in for our next meeting. And let's see what else. Other pending items.
I have you for the 71st precinct, and I have you for the fire department.
Yes.
I'm gonna look into both. Okay, well, hey, it will be done.
Awesome. Great. So I think if no one has any other questions or concerns, I think that we can go ahead and adjourn. I want to thank you all for like joining us tonight. I think that we had a great first meeting, and I want this to be the tone that we're going to set for all of our meetings. We're actually talking about a lot of the concerns that are happening in the community. We're thinking about ways of just engaging with the community on all public safety matters. So thank you all for engaging with us tonight, and I think that's it.
Good night, everybody. Good meeting.
Good night,
Good
everyone.
night, everybody.
I agree. Good night.
Hope to meet everyone in person one day.
Okay,
Thank you.
sounds good.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Right. Thank you, Jeanette.
Okay.